Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another video for Star Wars Battlefront. And in this video, I thought I'd show you guys all of the heroes and villains that are currently playable at launch. Whether they do decide to add any more post-launch will of course remain to be seen, but for the time being, there are 6 in total. 3 on the Rebel Alliance, and 3 on the Galactic Empire. On the Rebel Alliance, you have Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, and Princess Leia, whilst on the Galactic Empire, you have Darth Vader, Emperor Palpatine, and Boba Fett. If you played the beta, then you should have seen and maybe even played as Luke or Vader, but now we're going to take a look at all of them. If you guys do enjoy this video, then a like would be super appreciated, and be sure to stay tuned on the channel as I've got lots more Star Wars Battlefront videos dropping throughout the day. So, to begin with, let's take a look at the good guys, the Rebel Alliance. Starting off with Luke Skywalker, he has 3 special moves: Force Push, Heavy Strike, and Saber Rush. Force Push does what it says on the tin. It'll push your opponent away, which means if you're fighting someone and they are getting up in your face, you can then use this to put some distance between you. Although if you're fighting an AI opponent, then it will just kill them. Heavy Strike is a slower but much stronger lightsaber attack. And if you're fighting another hero in either the Hero Battles 1-on-1 mode or something like Heroes vs Villains, then this will do substantial damage if it connects. The third move is Saber Rush, which is great for closing the gap on a fleeing enemy. You propel yourself forward, which makes this great for aggressive play. And let's be honest, when someone is rushing you with a lightsaber, it's a pretty scary sight. It is also worth mentioning that the way heroes work now is slightly different when compared to the beta. They no longer have a timer, but instead simply have a health bar. If you're playing in a mode where you have to pick up a hero token, then upon losing your health, you lose your hero. But of course, in the mode you're seeing in the background, once you die, you simply respawn as the hero again. Now moving on, next up you have Han Solo. He has Shoulder Charge, Rapid Fire, and Lucky Shot. Shoulder Charge is once again another move great for closing the gap, but it will also deal damage if you can connect with it. It's a little bit tricky to try and get right, or maybe it was just my shoddy aiming, but either way I suggest using this when pursuing an enemy to keep pressure on them, or again if you're trying to sort of clear out some AI grunts, then Shoulder Charging them will of course one hit kill them. Rapid Fire, well, this one's pretty obvious. Your pistol fires much more rapidly, and this is also a great way to burn down your opponent's health. Bear in mind the recoil is of course slightly higher when spamming rapid shots, but control it and you can do some nice damage. Then finally, Lucky Shot is a charge shot that when unleashed can deal considerable damage to your enemy. The main thing you do need to keep into account is that being a charge shot, you need to factor in charge time if you want to use this effectively. So kind of think of it this way: Rapid Fire is great for panic situations, whilst charge shot is more for planned attacks. Then finally you have Princess Leia, with the skills Trooper Bane, Enhanced Shield, and Supply Drop. Trooper Bane is another power shot that will one-shot an enemy stormtrooper if you successfully connect the hits, and if you're fighting another hero in Heroes vs Villains, then it will do considerable damage and also stun them for a brief period of time. Enhanced Squad Shield is basically a bubble shield, only this one is considerably stronger than the one you get from pickups around the level. It'll last longer, it'll take more hits, and therefore it's great for playing the defensive game. And then finally, Supply Drop will allow you to call in supplies for your troops, and if it's hero mode, then you can also call in health pickups for yourself. So as you can see, Leia is much more of a support character when compared to the other two, but don't let that put you off. When used well, she is still very, very effective. Now moving on to the Galactic Empire. Starting off with Darth Vader, he has Force Choke, Heavy Strike, and Saber Throw. Force Choke, unlike Luke's Force Push, will hold the enemies in place whilst also dealing damage. Against AI opponents, it is a one-hit kill, and against human players, it'll do considerable damage, holding them in place long enough so that you can walk up and slice them in half. Heavy Strike is the same as Luke's. Again, it's a much more powerful saber strike, although it is worth noting if 2 heavy strikes connect, it'll actually result in a lightsaber clash. Unfortunately, I don't actually have footage of this, but when it initiates, you spam the attack button to try and overpower your opponents. And Saber Throw, well, throws your saber. It's got good range, again will one-hit AI enemies, deal significant damage to human players, and of course heroes. Moving over to Emperor Palpatine, he has Chain Lightning, Imperial Resources, and Force Dash. Chain Lightning is a more powerful attack than its regular. See, normally by clicking the attack button, be that left mouse or right trigger, you'll fire lightning from your hands. But this, much like Darth Vader's Heavy Strike, is a more powerful lightning blast. Imperial Resources is another support skill like Leia's. This can be used to call in resources for your team or health for yourself in a hero battle mode. And then Force Dash is good for closing the gap, but do note the direction you face is where you will dash. So if for example you want to climb up to a higher ledge, simply look at it and dash, and provided it's not too far away, then you should make the jump. Plus of course this is again great for applying pressure to fleeing enemies. Then finally, Boba Fett. I know this is going to be a favourite one for a lot of people out there. He has a flamethrower, a jetpack, and a wrist rocket. The flamethrower lasts for a short time, will one-hit AI enemies, deal decent damage to human players, and let's be honest, it's a pretty good scare tactic, because nobody really likes it when a flamethrower is up in your face. The jetpack is of course one of the defining features. Unlike the jump pack card, which just gives you a single boost, the jetpack can be managed to fly for extended periods of time, and you can also turn it on and off whenever you please to provide small bursts should you need them. if you use this well and you manage your meter, then you should never be in a situation that you can't get out of. If things get hectic, simply use your jetpack to get out of there and then you can reassess the situation. But of course, if you do use it too much, your meter will need to recharge, and of course then you're stuck in a situation where you can't fly away. Then finally, you have the wrist mounted rocket. This fires a single rocket that deals pretty good damage. Again, it will one-hit kill AI enemies and deal good damage to human players or other heroes. And that's it. Those are the 6 playable heroes and villains. You can use them in a variety of different modes, and when you pick up a token on the battlefield, it'll give you the option to choose which one you want to play as, based on your current alliance. Of course, if you guys do have any questions, then let me know in the comments down below, and also let me know in the comments which hero or villain is your favourite. Thanks for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.